This is my side tail.
It's cute. What is it?
It's my part of my bangs that I'm growing out.
Oh, it's okay. I was like, why is it poking out though? Because it has a pin.
Yeah. It's not quite long enough. So it just hangs out on the side instead. Hi, everybody.
Hi.
Welcome to this.
I have a long braid again, and that makes me feel nice. I feel like myself with this long braid. Need to add just only 12 more inches to it, and I'll be ready to cut it again.
That's how it goes.
What if one of these times I grow it to my waist and then I chop it all off and it never grows back?
Like Tangled.
Mm-hmm.
Then you know you're a princess, I think. Right?
Okay, wait a minute then. She still had magic after her hair got chopped off. It was just that she had to cry. She's like a phoenix. She cried
her magic went to her tear system.
She cried onto her boyfriend and he came back to life.
Did he become powerful? Is there a Tangled too? No.
I don't know.
There should be. We have questions. This is confusing.
There really should be, because the more Zachary Levi, the better.
I don't know anyone who would disagree with that.
If they do disagree with that, I don't need them in my life.
True. Rights and lefts.
They're just a hater.
Let me discord our...
Uh-oh, it's going to do a zzz if you want to take that off. Okay, you're not...
Nah, wasn't that bad.
Who's here? Oh, it's Pam. It's Rachel. What's up, my girls? Yes. Yeah, isn't the corner pretty?
The corner is becoming better.
Wait, are you getting more or putting more up?
Well, I have more art. I just need more frames or to just
plop it.
Not care.
They do look really nice framed. But also, you could do like some, because you used to do some framed, some not.
Yeah.
Emily's good at that. That's one of her specialties. One of my specialties is having dreams about peeing.
Nice. We were here before the bat signal. True. Hi, Lisa.
Lisa, what's up? Happy Monday to you too. We did not record last week, so I'm glad to be back in the chair.
The hot seat.
It's nice. It's comfy. I like these chairs. I especially like this pillow. It's deceivingly comfortable. Mm-hmm. Like you look at it and you're like, that's not a comfortable pillow. And then you sit on it and you're like, I could sit here for a long time.
Right.
That's some lumbar support. Feels really good.
Yeah.
Did you happen to look up the new patron?
There's Sarah.
Yes, but I don't know where she's from. So
from a place I wrote down over there.
Oh, you wrote it down.
But I don't want to get up.
So I didn't know if you wanted to take over that also, because I was like, and then I forgot to do it because I was so freaked out about my computer turning it on. It took me a long time to turn my computer on. Apparently, it needed to update. Fun, huh?
Your computer likes to update every week, as far as I can tell.
Yeah, it does. And so does CL's. And they're the exact same computer. So I don't know if it has something to do with some program we have on them that Mark put on or what, but she gets very frustrated about it too.
Yeah.
But she has something on her computer that makes it go real slow. So we need to figure it out. Let's see. Sarah from somewhere, yes. Updates always come at the worst times. Well, and that's another thing, though. I don't usually get on the computer all weekend. Mm-hmm. And so then Monday morning, when it's like, oh, it's time to record, I turn my computer on. Boom. Updates. I need to just turn it on at 9 o'clock in the morning instead of like 15 minutes before we are trying to start. Guys, I finally did it. I bought a hard copy of Midnight Sun. Good Lord, that book is big. I had only had it on Audible and through the podcast. Oh, it's thick.
She's thick.
As the kids say.
Also the paperback, thicker.
Bigger. I want one. I saw a copy of Life and Death at Target the other day and I almost bought it, but it was $15 and I know there's going to be a time when I can get it for $5 again. Mm-hmm. Or I'm going to miraculously find mine.
Mm-hmm.
It has my notes in it. Jamie's here. So happy to
Hi.
finally make a recording. We're happy to have you.
Cool.
Yes, that's awesome. Lisa, Midnight Sun is so thick. Hello, Jamie. Jamie, yes, it's paperback. All right, we're going to go. It's your line.
Right. This is later.
It is later.
Oh. Get on the right chapter.
Okay. Hello, hello. Ooh, I didn't even have to fix where the microphone was coming from.
Found it. Staring at Renesmee again, I didn't see it when the vase slipped from Alice's fingers. I only heard the whoosh of air whistling past the crystal, and my eyes flickered up in time to see the vase shatter into 10,000 diamond shards against the edge of the kitchen's marble floor. Nothing like talking that makes you need to breathe.
Get that oxygen, girl.
We were perfectly still as the fragmented crystal bounced and skittered in every direction with an unmusical tinkling, all eyes on Alice's back. My first illogical thought was that Alice was playing some joke on us, because there was no way that Alice could have dropped the vase by accident. I could have darted across the room to catch the vase in plenty of time myself if I hadn't assumed that she would get it. And how would it fall through her fingers in the first place? Her perfectly sure fingers. I had never seen a vampire drop anything by accident, ever. And then Alice was facing us, twisting in a move so fast it didn't exist. Her eyes were halfway here and halfway locked on the future, wide, staring, filling her thin face till they seemed to overflow it. Looking into her eyes was like looking out of a grave from the inside. I was buried in the terror and despair and agony of her gaze. I heard Edward gasp. It was a broken, half-choked sound. What? Jasper growled, leaping to her side in a blurred rush of movement, crushing the broken crystal under his feet. He grabbed her shoulders and shook her sharply. She seemed to rattle silently in his hands. What, Alice? Emmett moved into my peripheral vision, his teeth bared while his eyes darted toward the window, anticipating an attack. There was only silence from Esme, Carlisle, and Rose, who were frozen just as I was. Jasper shook Alice again. What is it? They're coming for us, Alice and Edward whispered together, perfectly synchronized. All of them.
I thought of a joke while you were reading that, but I'll save it for the podcast.
Well, this is the podcast, so
yeah, but
I always
take off our whatever we say after the line read. Hold on, I gotta go there. This is the podcast. Emily, throw me a freaking bone here. Okay, hold on, wait.
The bones come after.
Good point.
Yeah.
I have to write my joke down or I'll forget it. Boom.
Hey, guess what?
Chicken butt.
Yes. Also.
Sorry.
I have some news to tell you.
Excuse me?
We have a new patron.
What?
Yeah.
My, how the tables have turned.
Yes, I'll tell you. Their name is Sarah, and they're from Rhode Island.
Well, welcome, Sarah. I'm glad to have you here. I did a report on Rhode Island in 5th grade, and I feel like I've owned that state ever since then.
Nice.
It's my state now.
Cool. Well, Sarah lives there.
Did Joshua say something inappropriate?
He has a bone emoji.
Oh, okay.
It's just the bone.
That's so cute. Okay. That was surprising and delightful. I liked it. Well, hello, everybody.
Hi, everyone.
This is Marin.
This is Emily.
And this is
Remember
Twilight. On this week's episode of Remember Twilight, we are covering Breaking Dawn, Chapter 28, The Future. This title makes perfect sense to me from the beginning. I don't have to figure it out.
You know it's about Alice.
I even circled it because I was like, I know what that means, very excitedly.
Oh yeah. Last week was only about planning all of our travels.
And then Cousin Irina showed up and broke the freak out. Ran away.
Her.
They tried to chase her. And now here we are.
Here's the thing about Washington. Lots of water around it.
I love it. I love it.
So yeah, there they were. Irina running. Edward and Carlisle also running, but behind. She goes, oh yeah, water. Gets into it. Carlisle and Edward are like, oh yeah, water. Also get into it. Irina, she just went straight to Italy. Maybe.
Possibly.
Edward and Carlisle were like, she simply wouldn't have gone across the whole ocean. So they just went like kind of close. Couldn't smell her anywhere. They came home.
Wow. What if they just kept looking?
There's lots of land that's connected to the water. I mean, they could have just sniffed every shore.
All of them.
But they decided to not. And Bella, of course, is taking the blame for all of this.
She really does. She like slips immediately back into her traumatized state of everything's my fault. I should just stop existing. This is because of me.
Pretty much. She's like, she came here to try and make peace. And then she saw me and Jacob and I ruined it all. So Carlisle comes home. He calls Tanya. He's like, listen, Irina was here. She left. We couldn't smell her anymore. And then we learn the news that Tanya and Kate have not seen Irina since the wedding.
That she decided not to come to.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think it was like, she was like, fine, if you're going to that wedding, I'm leaving.
I guess.
And they parted ways, never to be back together again.
Ever. Anyway, yeah, so then Alice is like, let me see what I can see. And she tries, but Irina is just in the snow looking sad.
She's pulling an Edward Cullen, if you know what I mean.
I do.
And she has a devastated expression. And that's all Alice can see is just her walking around like this. Oh.
I do love the line, she made no decisions for a new course beyond her directionless grieving.
I underlined that, and I was like,
Been there.
Been there. I know exactly.
Basically live there.
I know exactly where that is.
So it's been a couple days. Bella doesn't really care about this anymore. She has other things to worry about, such as her upcoming trips to both Italy and to South America. She tells us they've been over this plan 100 million times, and they're for sure bringing Jacob now, so they're going to have him do the talking mostly, because they're like, when you go and talk to someone about how they hate vampires, maybe don't send the vampires for that conversation. Though, why choosing Jacob of all people to have these important combos?
I did have a stop of reading, a look up and wonder, and think to myself, is it because he's brown that they were like, I don't know. It was one of those moments where I was like, people always say that Stephenie Meyer is racist, and I don't agree with them, but it felt convenient to have a nice, cute, young brown boy with you to go talk to the people in South America. I don't know.
I mean, true. There's
But
just
is it
so
just
many
'cause-
other people that are better than Jacob at this.
I agree, but nobody else that they can just like grab
Uproot.
real fast.
I mean, bring Seth.
Seth is
At
better.
least. He'd be.
He's sweeter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
More trusting.
He's more calm. He's not going to just phase.
He won't just accidentally strangle you.
Oh no.
So yeah, that's their plan. And then if, they're going to start there, see if they can find some other people to talk to. And then we learn that Carlisle has friends in the Amazon. As far as I know, that's a big place, but it's just the Amazon is where
I wonder
his
if he can
friends
just stand in the Amazon near the Amazon and just sniff,
are. Sniff them out.
find where they are. He just yells,
Hello.
"Hey guys,
We're here in the Amazon to visit you.
I'm by this part of the river. There's a parrot."
Yeah. So there are 3 Amazon vampires, we're told. And they might have info or slight info. Maybe. It's unknown. But Bella's like, I don't think they're going to have any first-hand experience with this because they're all female.
That is interesting. I just think it's weird that they're all girls.
I mean, all the cousins are too until what's his bucket showed up.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Bella still hasn't told Charlie that they're leaving. She just doesn't know how to tell him. And so here we are, present time. Renesmee is sleeping on the couch. And because Edward and Carlisle are still planning things, they're still at the Cohen's house. So, while Carlisle and Edward figure out things like what car they're going to drive, I guess.
Yeah.
Emmett and Jasper are like, no, what are we going to eat? Because there's different animals, in different parts of the world. Emmett wants to fight an anaconda.
This anaconda don't want none unless you got buns, hun.
My only note is, bye, King. You wrestle those anacondas, Emmett.
I would love to see it.
Have fun. Esme and Rosalie are planning what clothes to wear. And Jacob's off talking to Sam about keeping track of Seth and Leah while he's gone, I guess. Oh, and the other boys. Right?
Jacob was off with Sam's pack. Oh, yeah, all of them.
Because What's-His-Bucket and What's-His-Face also joined.
Quillen and Bria. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So then we have Alice, and Alice is worried, and she's cleaning at slow speed Esme's house, which was already clean. And Bella, she says that Alice's face will go blank, and then come back, and then go blank again.
Also relate.
Yeah. And Bella's like, oh, she must be trying to still see Irina, until Jasper comes over, and nope. Bella assumes that she's looking for their trips while they're gone, until Jasper comes over and he's like, she'll be fine, it's okay. And then we know that Alice is thinking about Irina still. So apparently in the Cullen house, they just keep vases full of roses around. Perfect roses in the house.
I can see it.
It's a hobby.
I can see it. When you have unlimited time and money, you can.
Mm-hmm. So maybe it's to cover the Jacob smell. They're like doing a President Snow, but Jacob is the poison.
Yes. Oh my gosh.
Right?
Yes.
And so Alice is picking up these vases, and there's one slightly wilted rose in one of the vases. So she picks it up and heads towards the kitchen. And then Bella hears her drop the vase and is like, she dropped the vase. But then she doesn't catch the vase, and so it explodes on the floor, and everyone's like, what the heck? Why did Alice just drop that thing? And then Alice turns to everybody, and she looks horrified. And then Edward makes a gasp, and then Jasper makes a, what?
There's that one point when Bella goes, and how would it fall through her fingers in the first place? Her perfectly sure fingers. And I'm a little curious about how Bella knows about Alice's perfectly sure fingers.
True. Emmett's about to go bark out the window. Everyone else is quiet. And then Edward and Alice creepily say, they're coming for us at the same time. Bella, of course, always suspects doom and gloom, so she's like, oh, of course it's the Volturi coming to kill all of us. What else would it be? And she goes, for the first time since I'd been reborn a vampire, I felt cold. And so then Alice is like, it's the Volturi, and Edward's like, it's all of them. And everybody's like, why, how, when, why, when, how, who, where, why, what? And then again, creepily together, they say, not long. Alice informs everyone that there is snow sticking to the forest, so it'll be in less than a month.
I want more of these weirdos saying things at exactly the same time. I love it. It's so creepy. It's so a horror movie.
They're weird.
I love it.
And they're like, well, why are they here? There must be a reason. Alice is like, no, it's not just Bella. They're all coming. Aro, Caius, Marcus, every member of the guard, even the wives. And then Jasper is like, the wives never leave the tower. Even when this happened. Even when that happened. Okay. Even then, they never leave.
Okay.
Why do you know?
Okay, Jasper.
He's very defensive about this. And it's weird.
He doesn't want them coming there to ruin his vibe. He finally feels not stressed.
And Edward's like, well, they're coming now. And Carlisle's like, why though? We didn't do anything. And Edward's like, obviously we're a threat now that there's so many of us. And then everyone again, well, but why? And Bella's like, oh, well, I know. It's because of Renesmee. I don't know why it's because of Renesmee, but it is.
I had this dream before I got married, and it's Renesmee.
Yes. So then they're like, Alice, try again, like figure out why this is happening. And Alice is like, it just came out of nowhere. I was looking for Irina. And then she like slips into her trance again. And then she comes back and she's like, oh, she decided to go to them. Irina decided to go to the Volturi. And then she says it was like their decision was already made and they were just waiting on her. And they're like, okay, well, what did she tell them? And Jasper's like, can we stop her? Alice is like, no, she's already there. Carlisle's like, well, what is happening? What? Why? Where? How?
Carlisle?
Why?
Yeah, he's asked so many times. Just freaking tell Carlisle.
So then Bella thinks back to Irina coming over, and at first she thought it was because Jacob was there, but Renesmee was also there. And so then she's like, okay, if you're Irina and your mom got killed because of having an immortal child, if you see Renesmee from a far distance, obviously that's what you would assume. Makes sense.
Yeah. Oops.
So where's the line I'm looking for? Must be on the next page. Okay. So we get lots of lines like, if she thought that the Cullens were friends with werewolves, maybe she would assume that like they also would do something like this. And obviously her conscience won out over the centuries of friendship that they have. And then she goes, the Volturi's response to this kind of infraction was so automatic it was already decided. So then Bella dramatically does a lean across Renesmee on the couch.
If she learned anything from Edward, it's how to bury your face in the couch.
Yes. And so then Bella catches everyone else up. Think about what she saw. If you saw Renesmee, what would you think? And then Carlisle goes, an immortal child. And then Edward comes over to put his head in the couch as well.
It is such an awkward feeling moment. Like, Renesmee's taking a nap, or she's sleeping. It's like nighttime. So she's laying there. Hopefully she has a blanket on. But then, like, Bella just, how? Lays
Just dramatically,
on her?
Yes.
Or just over
Face in her hair.
And then Edward is like, me too. Doggy pile on Renesmee, but don't put any weight on her so you don't wake her up.
Yeah.
Very faces in her curls.
Yes.
I don't like it.
They're weird.
It feels weird.
It is.
Okay.
Then Bella's finally like, obviously she's wrong. The like problem with the immortal child is they were frozen. Renesmee obviously grows taller and wiser every day. Like, she doesn't hurt Charlie or Sue. She doesn't tell them things that she's not supposed to. Like, there's no reason to take out Renesmee. And then they just sit in silence for a while. And then Edward fills Bella in. This is not the kind of crime that they hold a trial for. Aro has seen Irene as proof, and her thoughts they come to destroy, not to be reasoned with. And Bella's like, but they are wrong. And they're like, nope, doesn't matter. So then Bella's like, okay, so what's the plan? And no one responds to her. They give her enough time for her to think about how she obviously has been happier than anyone should be allowed to be happy by in the world. And so now it's time for her sadness to balance the universe.
It's a very Bella vibe happening right here, because she literally says, was so dramatic. Was this the limit then? I had had more happiness than most people ever experienced. Was there some natural law that demanded equal shares of happiness and misery in the world? Was my joy overthrowing the balance? Was 4 months all I could have? But like, I think the first 17 years of her life were pretty miserable. So she's had like 4 months of pretty good, really awesome. Feels pretty even.
Yeah.
Already.
Yeah.
She can just breathe. Somebody needs to pat her on the back. Jasper, get over here with that newel post.
Honestly.
Help her.
Reel it over. So then Emmett's like, well, we fight, duh. And Jasper's like, we'll never win. And Emmett's like, well, we're not running away. And you don't know that we can't win.
Okay, I love that Emmett just like steps in at this moment and is like, okay, everybody chill out. It's so cool. He gives us a hero speech right here. I'm loving it.
Yeah. He's like, we have options. We have friends. We don't have to fight alone. And Bella's like, we don't have to kill all the wolves, Emmett. And he's like, I wasn't talking about them, Bella.
Not everything's about you and your weird friends, Bella.
Yeah, because Bella goes, his expression was no different than when he was contemplating fighting anacondas. Even the threat of annihilation couldn't change Emmett's perspective, his ability to thrill to a challenge. So he's like, I didn't mean to pack, but do you think that they would just like sit there while the entire Volturi came to us 30 miles away? Like,
to kill his
hello.
Person he's imprinted upon?
Yeah.
No.
Emmett was talking about their other friends, and Carlisle's like, we don't have to make them die either, Emmett. And Emmett's like, we'll just tell them what's happening. They don't have to fight with us, but if they can just like be here long enough to make the Volturi hesitate, then we could maybe make them stop and listen.
I just love that it's Emmett. I mean, of course, he's the one who's most confident about his strength. And so he's the one who's like, we can just fight this. This is ridiculous. Stop running and actually let's fight this time. Please, please. I love it. It's like, this is the most we've heard Emmett talk that didn't have to do with like sex.
True.
Or being super silly to Edward. So I love that he's like, listen, this is what I'm good at. This is the one thing I can do. Let's do it. I love it.
Here's my main question. So you're Bella, and Uncle Aro sends you a necklace and is like, I'll see you soon, right? Mm-hmm. And you're like, I have to go alone so he doesn't find out about Renesmee, because then things will go bad. And then your cousin Irina comes and sees Renesmee and goes and tells Uncle Aro, look at this kid. Okay, cat's out of the bag. Uh-huh. Why doesn't Bella just go to Italy now with Edward this time?
I have thought about that a lot,
and
actually.
They could be like, listen, we got a little Vish coming in.
Yeah.
That you guys are all going to come over. It's just a misunderstanding. Let me clear it up right now.
And it's like a month before they're going to get there. And so, they're just like, chilling out.
They're just making all their matching robes.
Yeah, they're not doing anything other than like eating people every once in a while and, sparkling a lot. There's just nothing that they're doing. And so I thought about that a lot the first time I read this book. I remember being like, why doesn't Bella just go? Yeah. Just go now. To be like, it was all a misunderstanding. Edward, they're all afraid that like the Volturi is immediately going to kill Bella, but I think that Aro thinks Bella is too valuable to kill. So if she showed up, he's not going to kill her,
right? Well, Carlisle was going most of the way anyway. Just have him come with you.
I know, it's weird.
Like, I can't imagine Aro would like try and kidnap Bella with Carlisle there.
It's just so much drama.
Like they would just have tea, and Carlisle would be like, it is quite fascinating. And then Aro would be like, tell me everything.
Right.
And then he'd be like, okay, I'm gonna go do my own experiments. Thanks for the new idea.
Yeah. Because that's what he's gonna do anyway.
There's no, like, he might want the Cullens a little bit more after finding out they have a Renesmee, but he's like 2 months behind getting his own.
A month is so long in vampire time.
Like, I just don't understand why the plan is changing.
You know why you don't understand? Because it's dumb.
It's so dumb. No offense, but this doesn't need to be happening.
Is this
It must be Bella's.
It must be.
I hate that any of this is a problem when it does not have to be a problem at all. If anyone would take more than 1 second to like think about this.
I mean, I agree with you because I thought about this so many times. It doesn't make any sense to stay and wait for them.
Right?
At all. Irina saw something, but so has Carlisle, so has Edward, so has Bella, so has every person in the family.
I mean, the only thing that I can see about why Alice has a big freak out and leaves right now is like the continuation of like the Volturi are like, okay, she's not an immortal child, but we don't know what she is. And so they have to give proof that she's going to stay this way. But like,
that could all be avoided if they just go now. They don't hold a trial for this, love.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so then Rosalie's like, well, we need a lot of people then. And Esme's like, yeah, we can ask our friends just to come witness. And Emmett's like, well, yeah, we do it for them. And Alice is like, well, we have to ask them just the right way. They'll have to be shown very carefully. And Jasper's like, what do you mean shown? And everybody looks at Renesmee. So then Alice names all their friends. There's Tanya's family, Siobhan's coven, Ammon's, some of the nomads, Garrett, Mary, maybe Alistair. And then Jasper's like, but what about Peter and Charlotte, my friends?
I have some friends too. Gosh. I had a life before I met you.
I know 2 people that aren't evil.
They're
okay?
not very nice, but
They're less evil
they're
than
my
most.
friends.
And then Carlisle's like, well, there's also the Amazons. I don't know why I hate that they just call them the Amazons.
The Amazon. That's from Up.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Just so nobody thinks I'm being super weird.
And then Alice is like, I can't see. And Edward's like, what was that? You saw something in the jungle. And then Alice is like, I cannot see.
She saw Carlisle's head being just held by Arrow.
Wait, what was that?
Whoa, what was that? Nothing. I can't see. Bye.
Mm-hmm. So then Alice is like, listen, we're going to have to split up and hurry before the snow sticks to the ground. We have to round up whoever we can and get them here to show them. So Alice is like, there's too much to do. We have to hurry. And Edward is like, Alice, will you slow down your vision so I can see them, please? But then she's like,
No.
Jacob's almost here. I can't see. I have to leave. I'll see better away from Renesmee too. And so Alice grabs Jasper by the hand and away they go. And then, so Jacob comes in, Alice and Jasper leave. And Alice just shouts back at them, hurry, you have to find them all. And Jacob's like, find what? Where's Alice? And they all just stare at him. And then Jacob decides to shake his wet hair all over the room.
We had to see this again. Blink, 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 blink.
And then he's like, oh, hey, Bella, I thought you guys would have gone home by now. Which, okay, the very first thing Bella tells us in this chapter, well, not the very first, is that they take Renesmee back to the cottage at night to sleep.
I think Jacob just lives here now.
He just comes over and he's like, oh, I didn't know you guys would still be here. I was just going to hang out.
No, I think it's just his house now. I think he just lives here. He was coming home for a midnight snack.
Like,
He's like, I am hungry, and I know there's a piece of cheesecake in that fridge.
yeah. No one responds to him.
I definitely thought about it. I was like, it's like midnight.
Yeah.
And he just is coming home.
Well, the only other thing I could think is maybe he went by the cottage and no one was there. Does he just like sleep outside of Esme's window?
He would have to sleep outside the cottage, although I don't know how I could stand that.
Yeah.
Not with those two there.
Right? So I'm like,
But it is weird.
what are you doing, Jacob Black?
It's getting that cheesecake.
Yeah. So finally he notices the smashed vase on the floor and he's like, what happened? He comes over and he also puts his face on the couch. He's a tremble. He's hot. He's like, is Renesmee okay? And he's like listening to her. He leans in closer. He gives her a sniff. And he's like, Bella, don't mess with me. Like, what's happening? And she's like, nothing's wrong with Renesmee. And he goes, well, then who? And she goes, all of us, Jacob. It's over. We've all been sentenced to die.
Yeah. Yes. We're back. This is the Twilight that I'm here for. This overly dramatic, wild drama. Let's make things happen that don't need to happen. Twilight. Thank you. I'm glad we went through that boring stuff of having the baby or whatever, but man, this is why I'm here for Twilight.
Yeah.
The sex.
What did you say?
And the dumb
the
plans.
drama that doesn't need to happen.
Yeah. The really bad plans.
Yes. That is Twilight.
What are you friends doing? Oh my gosh, I cannot see a word of that.
Me either. I just see the P icon, so I know it's Pam.
What? Oh. Oh my gosh. Ash is here. What's up?
Hi.
Okay. Look at how weird. Why are they... YouTube is interesting. Oh, it's held for review. Oh, I wonder it because it has the ass word in it.
Maybe.
Okay, hold on. We're going back up. Look at you, chatty catties. Oh my goodness. Okay, let's see. Unpopular opinion, but I'm obsessed with Life and Death. Rachel, that's not unpopular to me. That I love Life and Death. I think it's great. Let's say I'm supposed to be working, but this is more important. Yes, Jamie, thank you.
True.
Ooh, Rachel, that's divisive. I have a rough time with that book. Agree, Jamie, attending meetings is for dummies. Jamie, same. I'm at work. Well, technically, I have like 2 minutes left on my lunch break. What they don't know can't hurt them. Lisa, I know. I attempted it back in 2015 and couldn't do it. Gave it a go last summer, and I literally couldn't sleep when I finished it. I like cried. I don't know if you've listened to our episodes of it, but the day that we were recording the second episode, I stayed up really late reading it, and then I got up early to finish reading it, and then I like was done reading it, crying, ran downstairs, push record. I love that book so much. I adore Bo and Edith, and I'm bummed at the lack of available fanfic that isn't a Twilight retelling. Oh, yeah. Okay, you're inspiring me. I'll try and give that story another go. Maybe it's their names that immediately throw me. The names are really bad. Such an intense scene. Bo. Yes, give it a go. Got into it thinking of them as totally separate characters and try not to get hung up on the names. That's what I did. Yeah, me too. Bone. OMG, Bobby says chicken butt all the time. So do I. Rachel, I just finished a reread of Life and Death. It's so good. I started reading Life and Death after listening to the podcast episodes on it, but couldn't finish. But Rachel, you're making me want to try again. I can't talk. Vacuuming. I threw you a bone. Thank you. Hey, Ashley, I will always recommend Life and Death. I just want to give Bo a big hug. I love Bo so much. And the ending is so sad. Me too. Okay. I feel like the odd man out. I'll give it another try for real this time. Irina, straight to Italy. Do not pass go. Do not collect $200. You just have to get past some of the weird names. Seth is always the answer. Hello, everyone. Oh, hi, Paula. How's the baby? Hi, Paula. Jasper finally feels anything but teen angst and horniness. Face directly into couch. Family face into couch bonding time. All right, I'm giving the yes to Ash's comment because it says grown ass mom, and I love that. 4 months of not having to take care of her grown ass mom anymore. Yes, it's interesting that Emmett is the voice of reason. Look at this kid, Bella's next worst plan. Yeah, I know. That's why I was like, is it Bella's plan? We need to stop Bella from making the plans. This is like the Hunger Games when they don't let Katniss make the plans. Amazon also makes me think of Darla from Finding Nemo. Oh, it's Finding Nemo. I said up. I was wrong. Not Esme's floors. The water damage on that beautiful floor. Possible episode title. Jacob just lives here now. Oh, yeah. I'm sure they have very durable flooring. The drama. Alice saw the damage, and so had Esme triple protect the hardwood. Yep, there's Meowboy. She got her cone off.
She's here.
Yeah, she's a sweetie. Look how cute she is. Oh my goodness.
We've been taking her cone off.
I'm sorry.
But we've been giving her like little breaks, like twice a day. And all she wants to do is clean her whole body when we take it off. And so she's been over grooming her face because that's like the first thing she finally has access to. And so she's rubbed this spot on her cheek raw.
Poor baby.
So I'm like, I don't want to keep it on her because, I don't want it to get worse. But she's just Meowboy.
She's a pretty baby. Do you ever remember? Do you guys have her remember? Hi. Oh, do. I'm just going to wait for her to remember. That's what we've got you guys here for.
I'm so bad at the remembers too.
Yeah. I love the bit so much, but it's like, oh crap, what did we just talk about for the past hour?
I got one.
All right. Well, thank you for listening, everybody. I am glad to be back in the drama. I'm glad to be back in a really bad plan.
Yeah,
I am. It feels like home.
Yeah, we'll see you guys here next week. And remember, if you want to wrestle an anaconda, just do it.
Oh, I agree. Love you guys.
Bye.
I forgot what I said at the end. Love you guys. Let's stop that recording. Oh, my ears. Okay, we're going to go do a bone.
Yeah, we are. We'll be back. We're recording 2 Harry Potter episodes today as well, so we'll be back on in just a little bit.
Wait. We're doing 2?
Fox and chapter 14.
Cool.
Hats off to your bone. Bye, guys.
I forgot about Fox.